YouTube, it's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So we have some interesting news. As undefeated 3-division world champion, who was currently simultaneously the WBA super champion at 130, the WBA regular champion at 135, and the WBA interim champion at 140, that being undefeated Gervonta Tank Davis, superstar boxer. 25 wins, no losses, no draws, 24 big wins by way of knockout. He is 26 years of age, stands at 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. With that said, Gervonta Tank Davis vacated his WBA super title at 130, says he's not going back down to 130, and the plan is that he's going to fight one more time this year, possibly in December, against another TMT Mayweather Promotions fighter in Rolando Romero. That seems to be his next fight in December. There was talks of Gervonta Tank Davis possibly fighting former unified welterweight world champion superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman, and now they have stated that they have no interest in facing Keith Thurman. There are a few opponents on the line that Gervonta Tank Davis could possibly face, but it's being reported that they expect Gervonta Tank Davis to vacate his 140-pound title, okay, which the WBA could possibly order Gervonta Tank Davis to face off against undisputed British superstar junior welterweight world champion in Josh Taylor. So it looks like Gervonta Tank Davis is going to fight again in December. They stated they have no interest in facing Keith Thurman, and the plan is possibly to vacate the WBA title at 140 and fight Rolando Romero at 135. So it looks like Gervonta Tank Davis is going to stay at 135. You know, Stephen Espinoza, Showtime CEO and president of boxing, he stated that you can possibly see him and Rolando Romero on Showtime in December. That's the plan, to have him back in the ring. And the opponents at 135 that are available to Gervonta Tank Davis, the only opponent that's realistically available for Gervonta Tank Davis is undefeated WBC lightweight world champion superstar boxer Devin the Dream Haney, but it don't look like he's going to be in the plans. Vasil Lomachenko, former two-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-division world champion, superstar boxer. Looks like he's going to go into a showdown with Richard Comey in November or December. Richard Comey, former IBF lightweight world champion. And Teofimo Lopez, he's occupied because he has his IBF mandatory challenger and undefeated Australian star boxer George Kambosos Jr., and that is set to take place October 5th. Oddly enough, that's a Tuesday, on pay-per-view on a Tuesday. So with that said, you know, it's looking like we're going to get Gervonta Tank Davis and Rolando Romero. It's no coincidence that Romero had the option to fight Devin Haney, start negotiating for a fight with Devin Haney, and he turned it down, and he stated that he didn't want to fight any email champions, that he wanted to fight official champions, and he name-dropped Gervonta Tank Davis, right? After his fight, after his latest fight, you know, he stated that he wanted to fight Gervonta Tank Davis, right? And he stated that, you know, he believes he could beat Gervonta Tank Davis. This is what Rolando Romero had to say after his most recent fight, that he felt like he could beat, you know, Gervonta Tank Davis, and that's the fight that he wanted against Gervonta Tank Davis. Not surprising. Gervonta Tank Davis is a superstar. He's a pay-per-view star. You know, he's on the verge of superstardom outside of the sport of boxing. The more they feature him in Atlanta, you know, the more he stands a chance to be a superstar outside the sport of boxing. He's definitely on the verge of becoming a household name, as long as he starts to fight, you know, the big fights. They're telling us he's a superstar, and he's getting the knockouts. He's exciting, no doubt, okay? He's doing respectable pay-per-view numbers when he does fight, but you want to see him in the ring, but not Mario Barrios, okay? Now, Mario Barrios, this is no slight to Mario Barrios, but you want to see Gervonta Tank Davis in the ring with guys that you give more of a chance to beat Gervonta Tank Davis, okay? There's far better opposition out there for Gervonta Tank Davis. He has options, okay? If, in my opinion, I would vacate the 135-pound belt because it doesn't seem like they're too eager to negotiate and mix it up with the Devin Haneys of the world, or Teofimo Lopez, who's the undefeated, unified, two-time world champion at lightweight. They're eager to get in the ring with Ryan Garcia because they believe his social media following, it makes for a big fight, a big pay-per-view fight. I have to disagree. Ryan Garcia's fan base does not translate to pay-per-view buys. It doesn't. It doesn't translate to ticket sales because we know he did 200 to 300,000 ticket sales. Okay, so he's not in revenue. He's not a big draw. He has a huge social media following, but it's a lot of teenagers, young kids that are not buying tickets in pay-per-view fights. Okay, so he's not translating. Okay, Rolando Romero is not a superstar in the sport of boxing. He's barely a star. He's a well-known name because he knows how to, sell fights with his mouthpiece. He's never short on words. 14 wins, no losses, no draws. 12 wins by way of knockout. 25 years of age. He stands at 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. He fought Anthony Yiggett. That was July of this year. He got a TKO victory. And he called out Gervonta Tank Davis. Okay, so 25 years of age, easy fight to be made. They're both on TMT, the money team, Mayweather Promotions. They both fight on Showtime, so it's an easy fight to be made. Okay, it just makes sense, and they're looking to get Gervonta Tank Davis back in the ring in December. Okay, there was talks that Gervonta Tank Davis could be in the ring in October, according to Leonard Ellaby, Mayweather Promotions CEO, but according to Steven Espinoza, Showtime president, he stated that Gervonta Tank Davis is expected to be back in the ring in December. So it looks like Rolando Romero is going to be that opponent. The build-up for the fight is going to be exciting because Romero's never short on words. The fight itself is going to be exciting because Romero only knows how to fight one way, and that's to be aggressive. He throws big punches. He's wild looping punches. He's not very technical. He's an exciting fighter. He has power in both hands. He's a strong kid. Not a technically skilled boxer, but he's a big, strong kid. And he's confident in himself and his ability. So he believes that he could beat Gervonta Tank Davis. So it's going to make for an exciting fight for as long as it lasts. I believe that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to knock out Rolando Romero pretty handily because he's just not a skilled boxer. And when you're dealing with Gervonta Tank Davis and the skill set of a Gervonta Tank Davis, it's a recipe essentially for a knockout when you're Rolando Romero. Okay, he doesn't have much defense. He's wild looping with his punches. As I stated, he's not technically sound. He's tailor-made for Gervonta Tank Davis. Now he's gonna have a 2-inch arm reach advantage over Gervonta Tank Davis. He's gonna have a 2-inch height advantage over 3-inch height advantage over Gervonta Tank Davis, and he has power. So it's gonna make for an interesting fight. But that's all it's gonna make for. Okay, and this is not a pay-per-view fight at all whatsoever. But they're gonna place it on Showtime pay-per-view, and they're gonna tell you that you need to buy it. It's not a pay-per-view fight, in my opinion. Nobody knows who Rolando Romero is outside of hardcore boxing fans that know that he's a mouthpiece in the sport of boxing. That's essentially all you get from Rolando Romero. Okay, he's not a big name, he's not a superstar, he's not even a star in the sport of boxing. Okay, so he's never headlined the card or anything of that nature, but he's an opponent and he can sell a fight with his mouthpiece. So you can expect him to sell a fight with his mouth. Okay, you can expect Gervonta Tank Davis. There's going to be fireworks. Okay, there's going to be excitement. Okay, at the press conference, they're going to jaw back and forth. It may be some pushing and shoving at the press conference, face off and things of that nature. You're going to get the going back and forth on social media, Twitter. They're going to go back and forth. They're going to build up the fight. People are going to start to believe in Rolly Romero that he actually has a chance because he does have power. And, it's going to make for an exciting fight. It's going to definitely be an exciting fight. No doubt. The fight itself, I have no doubt the fight itself is going to be exciting. For sure. The build-up is going to be exciting. As far as it being pay-per-view worthy, it's not that. Because Rolly Romero is not a superstar. He's not a star. And he doesn't have much. He has a puncher's chance to beat Gervonta Davis because he has power in both hands. But Gervonta Davis has a high ring IQ. He's very technically sound. He's very athletic. You know, he's a southpaw. He can set up his punches very well. He's just going to be far too much for Rolando Rolly Romero. It'll be exciting while it lasts, but that's about it. That's where the buck stops. So expect to see Rolando Romero, Gervonta Davis in December. They're still negotiating. That's the reason why you saw Rolando Rolly Romero calling out Devin Haney, and then suddenly he turned around and he stated, I only want to fight real champions. I don't want to fight Devin Haney. Devin Haney's an email champion. He hasn't fought anybody. That talk started because Rolando Romero knows he has an opportunity to land a fight with Tank Davis. This is a fight he's been calling for quite some time. It's an easy fight to be made, and expect that fight to happen. So let's see how everything unfolds and plays out. If this actually comes to fruition, I would much rather see Gervonta Tank Davis fight off against Devin Haney. It would be somewhat of a unification bout. Let's get that fight. Lomachenko is going to be occupied, and they're definitely not going to negotiate with Bob Arum in this short period of time for Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, any of those fighters. And Teofimo Lopez, obviously, he has his mandatory in George Kambosos Jr., so he's tied up anyway. It just makes for Josh Taylor. If he keeps the belt, Josh Taylor has a mandatory coming up at 140 against Jack Cottrell, so he's not going to be available anyway. So unless they pick, a cherry-picked opponent at 140, a big fight would be Regis Prograis. A big fight would be Mikey Garcia at 140, but those fights are not going to happen in December. So expect it to be Rolando Rolly Romero. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Wow.